What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is finally time for the Champions League group stage finale. 18 games, Wednesday, 8 p.m, all kicking off at the same time to decide who is eliminated, who makes it through straight to the knockout stage in the top 8, and who enters the playoffs between 9th and 24th. It's all to play for. Drop a like, leave your predictions down in the comments. Thank you all of you for the support on the videos over January. We've had tons of videos, obviously, with Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and Bundesliga, and we've gone up nearly 1,000 subscribers in this month. So if you are new around here and you like your predictions, subscribe down below to join us on the road to 40,000. Flashing up on the screen are all of the people that have joined the Patreon and that are supporting me and get exclusive members tips, accumulators. You can join the group chat, you can message me directly, and of course you get a shout out in every single video. So if you want those perks, feel free to click the top link in the description, head over to the Full 90 Patreon to get yourself started. I would really appreciate it, and it's really helping me make these videos, spend the time that I need to make them, do the research and everything like that. So with that being said, let's get into the first game. Well, they're all the same time, but the first game on the list is Aston Villa up against Celtic. Aston Villa sit on 13 points in 9th. Celtic sit in 18th place on 12 points, so 1 point between the two. I do think Aston Villa at home are going to win this one. Celtic can't be eliminated even if they lose, so both teams are at least advancing in the Champions League, which is a very good performance from both of them, especially Celtic, who have typically struggled in the traditional group stage of the Champions League. I think if Celtic win, I still don't think they can get into the top 8 because that would put them on 15 points, which would be 7th place as it stands, but that relies on everyone above them not getting points. It's just not going to happen. So Celtic are going to go to the knockout stage, but Villa, with a win, give themselves a really good chance of making it into the top 8. It is out of their hands, but still Atalanta above them, 1 point ahead, do have a tricky fixture against Barcelona to contend with. So if Atalanta lose or draw that game and Aston Villa win theirs, they are guaranteed to make it into the top 8, and I think they're going to get the win. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Aston Villa. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7. Now, as I just mentioned, it is Barcelona up against Atalanta. Barcelona in second place, already through on 18 points, and Atalanta on 14 points. They're obviously going to make at bare minimum the playoff stage, but they want to get into the top 8. Will a draw be enough? I'm not sure. They need to go for a win. Obviously, Barcelona are the favourites, but it's kind of like not a must-win for Atalanta, but if they want to secure top 8, Atalanta need to win. So I think that means they're actually going to cancel each other out in a very, very exciting game, because I do think Barcelona are a good team. That game against Benfica was probably one of the craziest, most entertaining games I've seen in a while. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I don't know which way the result is going to go, but I think both teams are going to contribute. So my tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. And if the first two results happen as discussed in this video, then that means that Aston Villa will finish in the top 8 of the Champions League group phase, which is absolutely insane. But moving on, we have Bayer Leverkusen up against Sparta Prague. Sparta Prague, who have already been eliminated, and Bayer Leverkusen, who realistically need a win to make the top 8. It's in their hands, but if they drop points, there are teams behind them: Villa, Monaco, Feyenoord, Lille, Dortmund, Bayern, Real Madrid. If Leverkusen don't win this game, I expect Real Madrid, Bayern, Dortmund to all leapfrog them and knock them into the playoff stage. So Bayer Leverkusen have to win. I think they will. I'm going to go 3-1. The tip is Bayer Leverkusen and over 2.5 goals at 1.4, just because I don't know if I can go Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score. The odds are terrible. I'd stay away from this one. But after this, we have David up against Goliath, with Bayern Munich up against Slovan Bratislava. Now, when I saw the fixtures at the start of the season, when I tipped Slovan Bratislava to finish bottom of the league stage, I thought that maybe by this point Bayern Munich would have already sealed top 8 and it wouldn't matter that much. But Bayern have had a really tricky Champions League campaign, and they sit in 15th on 12 points. For them to even have a chance to get into the top 8, they need to win this game, and they're going to win it massively. So I think this plays into the hands of Slovan Bratislava finishing bottom of the league. I tipped that at 4.33. They're currently in 35th. Young Boys are 2 goals worse off in terms of goal difference, but I think Young Boys could actually pick up at least a point on this final day, leaving Slovan Bratislava rock bottom after they absolutely capitulate here against Bayern Munich. It's a must win. I'm going to go Bayern to win 7-0, and the tip is going to be over 5.5 goals at 2.3. I did not expect this to be a must-win game for Bayern to make top 8. Like I said, I thought they would have already sealed the deal, and it's unfortunate, but Slovan Bratislava, their final game in the Champions League, it's going to be a big one against Bayern Munich. After this, Borussia Dortmund up against Shakhtar Donetsk. Dortmund, again, need a win if they want a chance to make it into the top 8. And I think they are going to get it. I think Shakhtar can give them a good run for their money. Shakhtar need to win, but even then, if they win this game, Stuttgart would have to lose quite heavily, Sporting would have to lose quite heavily, PSG maybe, but City would also not have to beat Club Brugge. So it's not impossible that Shakhtar make it to the knockout stage, like the playoffs, but it's very unlikely. I think Dortmund are going to win. I'm going to say Borussia Dortmund to win 3-2, and the tip will be Borussia Dortmund and both teams to score at 2.75. After this, it's Brest up against Real Madrid. Brest guaranteed at least to make the playoff stage. Real Madrid, they need a win. They really do. Real Madrid have qualified. They can't be eliminated from this stage, but if they want a chance to finish top 8, they need to win this game. So I think they do. I'm going to go Real Madrid to win 3-1. The tip is going to be Real Madrid to win and over 2.5 goals. At 2.6, it keeps the 3-0 on side. You don't have to go both teams to score, but the odds are 2.6. I really, really like that. After this, it's Dynamo Zagreb up against AC Milan. It's a must-win game for Zagreb if they want a chance to qualify, but it's so unlikely. They currently sit in 26th. They'd need Stuttgart, Sporting, PSG, Benfica, those teams to kind of lose, and they'd need to get a good result here. It's just a step too far, I think, for Zagreb. AC Milan, if they get the win, they finish in the top 8, which is phenomenal for them. So I'm going to go for it. AC Milan to win 1-0, and the tip is AC Milan to win at 1.5. After this is FC Salzburg up against Atletico Madrid. Salzburg already out of the competition, and a win for Atletico Madrid guarantees them to finish top 8 in the Champions League group stage as well. So I think they're going to get it. Atletico Madrid to win 2-1. The tip, however, is going to be over 2.5 goals at 1.57. After this, it is Girona up against Arsenal. Girona already eliminated. Arsenal, I believe, already qualified in the top 8. I think there's too many teams below them to the point where not enough teams can get more points than Arsenal, even if Arsenal were to lose. But still, I think Arsenal are going to win this one. Girona threw away a 1-0 lead at the weekend against Rayo Vallecano, losing 2-1. Arsenal have been good this season. I'm going to say 1-0 to Arsenal. The tip is very conservative. It's Arsenal double chance and under 3.5 goals at 1.72. Following that, we have Inter Milan up against Monaco. The winner of this, you would expect to finish in the top 8. Monaco on 13 points if they can get a win. They're probably not going to finish top 8 even if Monaco do win, but Inter Milan have been phenomenal, only conceding 1 goal in their 7 Champions League stage games. I think they will concede another one here, but I'm going to say Inter win 2-1, and the tip is going to be Inter Milan to win at 1.61, securing them top 8 as well. After this, it's Juventus up against Benfica. Now, this is a big one. Benfica, they really, really need points from this game because below them, PSG, Sporting, Stuttgart, and City. If those 4 all win, which, I mean, they can't because Stuttgart play PSG, but still, I think Benfica are fine, if I'm not mistaken. It depends on how heavily they lose, because if they get absolutely battered, they could drop out of the league stage on goal difference. If Dynamo Zagreb pull off a magic result against AC Milan and Benfica lose, they could be eliminated. So it's going to be a close one. I actually think it's going to be a draw. Juve, if they win, they're probably not going to finish top 8, but they can't be eliminated. So all Juve need to do, it's just, I don't know, not embarrass themselves. So I'm going to go 2-2. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.8. After this, it is Lille up against Feyenoord. Both teams on 13 points. So both teams qualified at least for the playoffs. But could they go all the way to the knockout if they get a win? 16 points. I just don't see it. I think there's too many teams above them already. I'm going to cancel them both out and say a 1-1 draw. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.66. Now, after this, it's a massive game. It's Manchester City up against Club Brugge. Now, Brugge, they're on 11 points, so chances are they are going to qualify unless they draw. And I think there is a way that Club Brugge get eliminated here. I think if Man City obviously beat them, they would finish on 11 points. And then if Benfica draw Sporting win or draw, and then PSG and Stuttgart draw, Club Brugge will be eliminated, because that would leave Benfica on the same points or more as Club Brugge with a better goal difference. It would leave PSG and Stuttgart on the same points as Club Brugge with a better goal difference, and Sporting would be ahead of them as well. So Club Brugge, if they lose this, it's possible they get eliminated from the Champions League. But if they don't lose this, then Manchester City get eliminated from the Champions League. So it's a must-win for City, and I think they're going to do it. I'm going to go Manchester City to win 3-0. The tip is going to be Man City win to 0 at 2. I originally had 2-0, but it's such an important game for City that I think they actually do come out the blocks flying. I think Club Brugge are decent, and, you know, all Bruges need to do is draw to get into the knockouts. I just don't see it. I'd love to see it, but I don't see it. Man City to win to 0 at 2 is the tip. And we're going to move on now to PSV up against Liverpool. Liverpool, top of the league. Can they even be overtaken by Barcelona? They can. If Liverpool lose and Barcelona win, then Barcelona finish top of the league. But I don't see Liverpool losing. PSV, all they need is a draw to guarantee qualification. I think they're already guaranteed to qualify again, because the PSG and Stuttgart fixture means that one of them is not going to overtake PSV in the table. So PSV already qualified. They can't get top 8. So I think this is going to be just high scoring, entertaining. I'll go 2-2. And the tip is going to be over 2.5 goals at 1.5. Maybe Liverpool will win away from home just to get that 8 out of 8, but it's not necessary. But saying that, PSV don't need a point to qualify. They've already made it. So I'll just go 2-2 and over 2.5 goals at 1.5. After this, it's the battle of the relegated. Teams that are already out. Sturm Graz up against RB Leipzig. Now, Leipzig, despite being on 0 points, they went and beat Sporting, leaving their Champions League run in doubt. Sporting, with 3 losses in a row in the Champions League, they had 10 points after 4 games, and they remain on 10 points. But still, we're talking about Sturm Graz and Leipzig. I think Leipzig are a better team. I think they're going to win 2-1, and the tip is going to be RB Leipzig and both teams to score at 3.4. That's my highest value tip of the week, and I think it's a pretty good one. After this, it's Sporting up against Bologna. Bologna have been eliminated from the Champions League after a very poor run of results, and Sporting teetering on the edge. If Sporting were to lose this, they very well could be eliminated from the competition. So, with that being said, I think they're going to win. Sporting to win 2-0. The tip is going to be Sporting to win and under 3.5 goals at 2.3. After that, it's one of the biggest games of the week. It's Stuttgart up against PSG. If they draw this game, I think they might be safe. Assuming Man City beat Club Brugge, a draw here will be enough, because Stuttgart and PSG have a better goal difference than Brugge. But if Club Brugge pull off a result against Man City, that means they're safe too. So yeah, I think they are guaranteed to stay up, because if, let's say Stuttgart, unless Stuttgart lose here, I think they're okay. I mean, Stuttgart will lose, won't they? I need to have a look at this 1 second. If Man City don't beat Club Brugge, Stuttgart and PSG already qualify. But if City do beat them, which of course we're expecting, and Stuttgart lose, that sees them drop out unless Sporting lose massively. So yeah, I guess I'm actually predicting Stuttgart to not make the knockout stages in a 2-1 loss to Paris Saint-Germain. The tip is going to be PSG double chance and both teams to score at 2.1. PSG have had some really tough fixtures, but they've come through when it mattered. They beat Manchester City in the last game week. I think they've done enough to qualify. PSG to win 2-1. The final fixture, again, another battle of the eliminated teams. It's Young Boys up against Red Star Belgrade. Belgrade, they've already got a win in this group stage. Young Boys, the only other team along with Bratislava to lose all of their games. They won't want to finish bottom here. They know, as I said, that Slovan Bratislava are going to get absolutely destroyed by Bayern. If Young Boys get a point, they at least don't finish bottom of the league. And my tip for Bratislava that I made back in September comes in. So I'm going to say Young Boys get a victory. Why not? 2-1 to Young Boys. The tip is both teams to score at 1.53. But as long as Young Boys get a point, or even if they do lose, as long as they lose by sort of 3 goals less than Slovan Bratislava do, then Bratislava finish bottom of the league. It's quite difficult to calculate if all these happen, what happens to the league table, but I don't think there'll be any surprises. I do think, unfortunately, Stuttgart will miss out and Manchester City PSG, Sporting, Benfica, I think they will all qualify. And I think Club Brugge will qualify as well. Obviously, if Stuttgart get a point against PSG, then Club Brugge get eliminated. But I think PSG are going to get the win there. Super manic video, lots of games, everything all to play for a bunch of teams. That is going to do it for the Champions League predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. Subscribe to join us on the road to 40,000. And I'll see you in the next video very soon. Like literally tomorrow.